Well, Dave, I think the reaction of your 3,500 supporters today told you everything. It was a terrific effort from your players this afternoon. You must be proud of them.
As I've said before, I'm always proud. Sometimes I might not show it. I said to him at the end that you can't be disappointed. The only reason to be disappointed is if you've not given everything you've got, and in pretty much every instance that we have done. Of course, we wanted to come and win, and that was always going to be a difficult ask. But the manner in which we've gone about our game plan and our business today has been great. We've obviously been undone by a moment of quality early in the game, which is not how we wanted to start, and put us on the back foot. But the players' reaction to that was brilliant.
And of course, you've seen across the weekend Premier League teams, when they score first, can rattle a few in after that. So it's to your team's credit that didn't happen.
Yeah. I think you look at what Premier League teams have done, and especially to Championship teams, because Championship teams, rightly or wrongly, would fancy themselves to go and open up and go toe for toe with the Premier League team. I don't think we're good enough to go toe to toe with the Premier League team over 90 minutes, especially not with the dynamic of Crystal Palace, and that's nothing against our players. That's just where we're at. So you have to try and make the game as uncomfortable as possible. Because I've just sitting there, I think most people in this ground, I include our supporters as well, didn't really believe that we could or should win the game, and our job was to create belief, and whilst creating belief for our own supporters, create doubt in Crystal Palace and their supporters. The longer the game goes, while it's 1-0, that will creep in, especially when we're creating opportunities, and we've probably had the best 2 opportunities in the first 60 minutes of the game. We've not taken those moments, and when you play a cup tie against teams from a higher division, then moments become really important, because if you can't take one of them, it creates even more doubt and more unrest. Unfortunately, we didn't have the quality to do that today. But we have to take a lot of positives. I say that on the back of, I spoke after the Birmingham game, we have to take a lot of positives, and our performance in the game after wasn't good enough. So it's important that we make sure that is the case, and this occasion today is a motivating one. So we want to make the players get better and improve, and play in front of these types of atmospheres and these types of arenas week in, week out.
You've just said in there to a busy national press conference that there's the opportunity now for you as a team to reset a little bit. Can you expand on that maybe? What do you mean by that now?
Yeah, listen, it's been a hectic period with the amount of games we've had. And this game today, you only look at what happened yesterday. These games, as much as you want to come and cause an upset, can be damaging. I wouldn't want to come here and get absolutely battered. We want to try and win the game. We haven't. We've like I say, we can take real positives from it. But now we've 21 league games to go. We've gone lots and lots of games through December and the start of January. We now have 6 days to what is for us the most important game of the season away at Reading, because it's the start of no more cup competitions, no more distractions, no more excuses of everything. We've got 21 league games to go. We know what we need to pick up in order to achieve what objectives we might have, and that starts, like I say, next weekend at Reading. So obviously a little bit different week with playing on a Sunday. Players will be off tomorrow. We'll have a meeting Tuesday morning and we'll set out where we want to be and what we need to do. But the next 2 or 3 weeks, again, it's always hard when you say things might be season defining, but without question they will be season defining. And I'm all right with that. With players, got to make sure they're all right with it and can handle what the expectations are from within our dressing room.
Do you expect to have anyone back from injury for that one? I'm thinking maybe Beattie, perhaps.
No, I wouldn't think so. Listen, we might have some bodies in the building through the transfer window being open. I wouldn't envisage Beattie will be back. He's been out on the grass doing some ball work and things, but I think it'd be too soon. I would love to be proven wrong, but again, that'll be an update for further in the week.
And in terms of reinforcements, any on the horizon? Would you expect any new additions before the weekend?
Loads on the horizon, but as with this window, what happens is that, and we're the same, players won't go out until players can come in, so you're waiting for one domino to drop for another one to fall behind it, and until that happens, we're almost a little bit further down the food chain, if you like. If we're trying to get 8 players from the Championship, then Championship will be looking to take players from the Premier League, so we'll have to wait for that to happen in order for us to get in what we want to get in. But yeah, we know where we need to strengthen, and for certain that by the end of the window, we will have in what we need to have in. Obviously, we would love to have him in over the next few days, because as I've said, next Saturday becomes a really, really important game for us.
It is an important game. You made a change in goal today. Is that an indicator of perhaps where you're heading for the rest of this season, or is Ben back in contention for Reading?
No, not at all. So I spoke to Corey last week and said regardless of what happened over the Christmas period, he played in this game. He played in the last round of the Cup against Brackley. So that was always going to happen. No, it's certainly not an indication of anything.
And just finally, you say the cup competitions are over. There is another one. There is the Cheshire Senior Cup, of course, on Tuesday. Warrington Town away. What kind of a side will you be able to put out for that one? We're going to see the opportunity for some of the youngsters to play in that one. Yeah,
it'll be all youngsters. There may be one or two of ours, but the game will be taken by the youth team staff. I'll obviously be there. We may get some of ours minutes, but potentially unlikely just where we are with bodies at the moment.
Appreciate your time. Thank you, Dave. All the best. Thank you very much.